So hi, I'm Irene. Today we're going to be doing a chair yoga sequence. So a nice easy sequence that you can do either perhaps if you've been in the middle of your work day and you're behind your computer a lot, or also if for whatever reason doing a standing yoga practice isn't suitable for you. So you don't need a mat, you don't need to change your clothes, you just need to have a chair and a little bit of spare time to do this practice. So to begin with, you want to be sitting right at the front of the chair. So hips are heavy, feet are flat on the floor, hands resting on the thighs. From here, start to close your eyes. Noticing if your posture is leaning a little forward or back, see if you can really allow your head and shoulders to stack above the hips. You're sinking the weight of the hips down whilst also lengthening up out through the spine. You can soften the weight of the shoulders, relaxing around your belly. And then also bring focus towards your face. So relax around the eyes, relax around the mouth, soften your jaw. And from this position, you can start to focus on your breathing. So we really just start by observing and noticing the natural breath. Maybe feeling sensations of the breath passing through the nose. Noticing how deep or shallow the breath is right now. How fast or slow. And then just in your own time, you can allow the breath to become slightly longer, slightly deeper. Breathing down into the belly and up into the chest. So we'll stay here sitting another 5 rounds of breath before we start to move. You can just be finding this comfortable rhythm to the breath. Seeing if you can perhaps have an intention for this practice of having about 50% of your focus on watching your breath and about 50% focus on what's happening in your body. So I'll just try to remind you of that a few times during the practice. So just sitting here for one more breath. And then we'll start by making some movements of the head and the neck. So you can tuck the chin down to the chest on your inhale. So you're lengthening through the back of the neck. And on the exhale, draw your right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, head comes back through the center. Again, lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale from here, draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, head comes back through the center. Keep lifting the chest up as you drop the chin down. And exhale again, right ear coming to the right side. Inhale again, draw the head back through the center. And exhale, left ear to the left shoulder. We'll just do this a couple more times so you can make the movement a bit more fluid if you like. Moving perhaps at a tempo that fits well the pace of your breath. And if you like, maybe just pausing as you're leaning the head to the side and then moving through the center, maybe pausing again on the other side. And we'll just do this one more time to each side. And then bringing the head back through the center and lifting the head up so chin is parallel to the floor again. So we'll move down a little bit to the shoulders. So you can lift the shoulders up towards the ears on the inhale. Exhale, circling them down and back. Inhale again, lifting the shoulders up. And exhale, really drawing actively them down and back. And just doing this a couple more times. So you might notice the rest of my body is also moving a little here. I'm kind of leaning a little forward into the hips and drawing the hips back. So you can just add a little bit more movement as feels comfortable. We'll just do 1 or 2 more circles. Again, your choice of how small or big to make the movements. And then just coming back to a seated position, keeping neck long, shoulders heavy. From here, we'll start to move the arms out to the side. So you can spin the palms up as you start to extend the arms wide out to the side, either keeping arms around shoulder distance apart, or if it's comfortable, you can also reach the arms a little higher up and over the head. Exhale, slowly draw the arms down. Now the palms can face down as you draw the arms back down on the side of the body. Inhale, spin the palms up, reach fingertips wide away from the shoulders. Again, just lifting the arms as high as feels comfortable. Exhale, slowly starting to circle the arms back down. And we'll do this a few more times, so you can just move slow. Keep that length and activation through the arms. And see if you can keep, again, this 50% focus on your breathing, 50% focus on your body. Doing this one more time, reaching the arms up and over on your inhale. And exhale, slowly start to lower the arms down. And then from here, we're going to start to add some twist. So you can start to reach just your left arm forward and up. And then drawing your left arm to the outside of the right knee, lengthening through the spine. Right hand either comes to the right hip or the back of the chair as you start to also turn and gaze back. Now inhale, come forward. This time the right arm reaches forward and up. Exhale, draw the arm to the outside of the left knee, left hand on the hip or the back of the chair. Then inhale, come forward, reaching up with your left arm. Exhale as you start to twist to the right. Inhale, come back to the center, reach up through your right arm. And exhale, twisting left. And we'll do this a couple more times, moving slowly with your breath. If you like, you can use a little bit the strength of the arms to help deepen the twist. Or you can experiment with just using the sort of mobility in the spine to twist. So see what is working for you today. Now the next time we're going to twist to the right, we're going to pause in the pose. So when you start to pause in your twist, see if you can use that inhale to lengthen all the way up to the crown of the head. And exhale, maybe twisting a little deeper. Again, if that feels comfortable and appropriate. Now inhale, come back through the center, right arm lifts, drawing the right arm towards the outside of the left knee. And then again in the twist, we're going to pause a little. So try to use the breath to grow tall on your inhale. Exhale, maybe turning a little bit more to that left side. Now come back through the center. If you like, you can reach both arms forward on that inhale. And exhale, slowly lowering the arms back down. Now we're going to come to opening the hips a little here. So if it's comfortable, you can bring the outside of your right foot on top of that left knee. Foot is flexed and knee is opening to the side. If the knee is a little higher and this feels uncomfortable, I'd suggest to extend your left leg a little and slide the foot a bit more down so that there's sort of more space in the hip that way. So you can experiment, you can see what feels comfortable. You want to keep that right foot flexed here, and then we're going to just rest the hands very lightly on the foot and the knee, and you're kind of leaning a little forward and back here. So the hands, particularly on the knee, are light. And the movement is actually coming from the front of the hips here, around the hip flexor. So if that's hard to feel, you might instead just place the hands on the hips. And as you lean forward, you might feel a little more stretch in the outer right hip. That's where you want to be feeling this stretch right now. If you don't feel that, you can flex a little stronger your right foot. Maybe lean a little more forward if you're not feeling that stretch. And equally, if it's feeling uncomfortable, you don't necessarily have to lean so far. Yeah. And then from here, we're going to combine now this pose with the twist we were doing before. So you can reach that left arm forward, draw the arm towards the outside of that right knee. Now right hand again coming to the hip or the back of the chair. And from here, you're turning again and gazing back, drawing the hips down on your exhale, lifting up out through the crown of the head, and then come back through the center. Hold from here the belly of your right thigh and just start to make a few circles with the ankle. If circling the ankle doesn't feel comfortable, you can just alternate between flexing and pointing. Otherwise, after making a few circles in one direction, just change that direction of the circles. You're supporting the leg with your hand, but your shoulders want to stay relaxed. And then you can slowly release that leg down. Now we'll change sides. So outside of the left foot comes to rest on the right thigh. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you slide the right leg out and you slide that left foot down a little so that there's more space between your left foot and your right hip. Again, hands can either be on the hips or resting in front, whatever you prefer. I'll keep my hands on the hips this time, and then you're just kind of leaning again a little forward and back. So we're coming into the stretch as we lean forward, and then we're coming back out as we lean back. Keep that left foot flexed as you do this. Keeping still some focus on your breathing. Noticing if this side feels any different to the other side. For me, this hip is a little tighter. Great. And then you can just slowly from here come back. So we'll start to add that twist. So you can reach that right arm forward, draw the hand towards the outside of the knee. Left hand can come behind to the hip or the back of the chair. And then you're turning a little back. Sinking maybe the hips down again as you lift up. And then slowly come back to the center, hold the belly of the thigh, and start to either circle the ankle or alternate between pointing and flexing the foot. Changing the direction, keeping the face soft as you do this. And then you can slowly exhale, release the leg, place the sole of the foot back down. Take that moment to sit back in the front of the chair. And then just rest the hands for a moment on the thighs and start once more to close your eyes. So tuning towards your breath again. Noticing how the breath is feeling now after making these different movements. So noticing how your body is feeling. The particular areas that are kind of calling your attention a bit more now. Do you feel that you've created more space? Do you feel perhaps a bit more energized? We'll just stay here sitting for another 5 rounds of breath. So doing your best to be with each inhale and with each exhale. Each breath can be even, be slow and steady. Just taking your last couple of final deep breaths. And then you can start to make some small movements with the body again. So slowly, maybe just circling the shoulders, moving the head as needed. And then when you're ready from here, just opening the eyes back up with your soft gaze and coming back aware of your surroundings again. So thanks for joining me during this chair yoga practice. Do write to me in the comments if you liked this, subscribe to the channel, and of course give the video a thumbs up. If you think a colleague or a friend could benefit from this, please share so that they can also try this out as well. And I'll see you in the next video.